McCauley. Welcome to the Rise Up Show. Rise Up, ladies and gentlemen, is an acronym. And I came up with recovery, inspiration, spiritual enlightenment, uplifting people. And this show is going to be all about recovery and some other things. We're going to have in some professionals and some people we're talking about. I also have my co-host who will be on here, Megan Price, who's one of the authors in Rebuilt Through Recovery. She'll be hosting some shows with me as well. But anyway, I just want to let you know that the vision of the Rise Up Show is to inspire others to seek healing and restoration from mental health issues and recovery from addictive behaviors. Our mission here at the Rise Up Show is to support those willing to face and overcome addictive behaviors and mental health issues. There's so many definitions of recovery, and I've researched and done some things and defining recovery, and recovery is people who have successfully overcome dependence on alcohol and other drugs. Those type of people, we usually refer to us as being in recovery. And I kind of stumbled up on that one, but defining recovery, what is it? It is people who have been successful in overcoming, let me slow it down, in overcoming their dependence on alcohol and other drugs, usually referring to that lifestyle as being now in recovery. But addiction experts, what I found, agree that there's more to recovery than just being sober. Because while there's no standard definition of recovery in the addiction community, several organizations have come up with working definitions to help better understand and measure recovery efforts. A standard definition of recovery includes ensuring that vital recovery supports and services are available and accessible to all who need and want them. It's something that you got to want, okay? Part of the reason why it's so tricky to define recovery, you know why? Because everyone's journey is unique. Even though you may can relate to me and some of the things I've been through, but your journey is unique from mine. Your testimony is different. And I just thank God for being here. But the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Commission, SAMHSA, many of you in the mental health field know this, and a variety of partners in the behavioral health care community have collaborated to define recovery in a way that would capture shared experiences of those recovering from both mental health disorders and substance use disorders. According to SAMHSA, according to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Commission, recovery is a process of change which people improve their health and wellness. They live self-directed lives and strive to reach their full potential, okay? But there's some guiding principles that come along with the working definition of recovery. And some of those guiding principles that I have researched and looked into, but it's cut and dry, because this is what they told on researchers found and said that those 10 guiding principles, the first one is, number one is, and you should have your pen and paper and be ready to write whenever you see the Rise Up Show broadcast, okay? Number one, recovery emerges from hope. The belief that recovery is real, it provides the essential and motivating messages of a better future, okay? That people can and do overcome the internal and external challenges, barriers, and obstacles that confront them, okay? So recovery emerges from hope. The second one is recovery is person-driven. Yes, recovery is person-driven because self-determination and self-direction are the foundations for recovery as individuals define their own life goals and design their own unique path towards those goals, okay? Because individuals always optimize their autonomy and independence to the greatest extent possible by leading, controlling, and exercising choice over the services and supports that assist their recovery and their resilience, okay? Another one, number three, recovery occurs via many pathways. There's so many support groups to help you with your whatever it is you're going through, so many things to help you with that. Individuals are unique with distinct needs. We all have our distinct needs, strengths, preferences, goals, culture, and backgrounds, including trauma experience. There's that word. And you're going to hear that too, because right now I'm getting ready to take on a 1-year residency with ACEs Matter and learning about adverse childhood experiences, because what I found that the more people I talk to every day on a daily basis in my field of certified peer support, it stems down to something that happened early on in childhood, some traumatic experiences. And mine was dealing with some resentments, you know, of not doing certain things. But recovery is built on multiple capacities, ladies and gentlemen, multiple strengths, multiple talents, coping abilities, resources, and all those inherent values of each individual. So recovery occurs via many pathways. The next one is recovery is holistic. That means it encompasses an individual's whole life, including mind, body, spirit, and community. This includes areas of addressing self-care practices. Yep, you got to make sure along this journey of recovery that you're doing self-care, because a lot of times if you're mentally out of it, or you are doing some things that dealing with addictive behaviors, you're not taking care of yourself, okay? This includes addressing such things as family, housing, employment, transportation, education, clinical treatment for mental disorders and substance use disorders. Those things are all over the place once you find yourself in the throes of mental health issues and substance abuse and use, okay? So recovery is holistic. Another area is recovery is supported by peers and allies. What does that mean? Mutual support and mutual aid groups include the sharing of experiential knowledge and skills, as well as social learning, play an invaluable role in your recovery. Peers encourage, your friends can encourage and engage other peers, you and your circle of friends. You got to get around some great people. You got to remove those people, places, and things that are not doing you any good. You got to get away from that and find you some great peers so you can provide each other with a vital sense of belonging and supportive relationships. You got to get to those things and have a spirit of discernment when it comes to that, because I've shared some things with some people and they would laugh at me behind my back and didn't have my best interest at heart. That's because sometimes I have a tendency to share openly because of passion and help and want to help others. But beware and have a spirit of discernment when it comes to this, but build a great relationship and get some good peers in your life. Also, recovery, another one pointer is recovery is supported through relationship and social networks. An important factor in the recovery process is the presence and the involvement of people who believe in the person's ability to recover, who offer hope, support, and encouragement, and who also suggest strategies and resources for change. I got to read that again. Recovery is supported through relationships and social networks. You have got to remember that recovery process is the presence and the involvement of people who believe in the person's ability to recover. I believe in your ability to recover. Yes, I've been there and done that. I believe in your ability to recover. But do you believe it? Also, another pointer is that you can write down is recovery is culturally based and influenced. Check this out. Culture and cultural background in all of its diverse representations, including values, traditions, and beliefs, are keys in determining a person's journey and unique pathway to recovery. Oh, that's good, because services should be culturally grounded, attuned, sensitive, and competent, as well as personalized. Why? Because they have to meet each individual's unique need, okay? Every one of us, if you're walking in this life and you're dealing with some mental health challenges, substance use disorders, and abuse in your life, you have an individual unique need that needs to be addressed. So that's recovery is culturally based and influenced. Another one, recovery is supported by addressing trauma. And I said this earlier, talking about trauma, the experience of trauma. And when we start talking about trauma, traumatic experiences, this gets deep. And this is where people are afraid to let the rubber meet the road, because you know what? The experience of trauma such as physical trauma, sexual abuse, domestic violence, war, disaster, and other things of that nature is often a precursor to or associated with alcohol and drug use and mental health problems and other related issues. Services and support should be trauma informed to foster safety, a safe place, physical safety and emotional safety and trust, as well as promote choice, empowerment, and collaboration. That is powerful, ladies and gentlemen. That's a big one right there. I noticed that people will have to deal with some trauma in their life and uncover and take off the mask, and so you can walk in a fulfilled lifestyle, so you can begin to walk in recovery, your personal journey, and begin to heal your mind, your body, and your soul, okay? Another one is, check this out, recovery involves individual, family, and community strengths and responsibilities. Woo! So your family, check this out. Individuals, families, and communities have strengths and resources that serve as a foundation for recovery. In addition, individuals have their own personal responsibility for their own self-care and journeys of recovery, because I had to work out my own soul salvation. It didn't mean that I didn't want good people around me. It meant that I had to recognize that, in addition, I had my own personal responsibility to get with it. Now, everybody may not be like me. Everybody's not like me. I had some personal struggles, some things I had to do. Individuals should be supported in speaking for themselves. Families and significant others in your life have responsibilities to support their loved ones, especially for children and youth in recovery. That's a tough one because I exhausted my family. They called it tough love, but after you've done so many things, telling lies and manipulating just to get what you wanted out of them, they get tired of it. So I had some family support from a distance through prayer. Thank God for a praying mother. And but I had a father who was a disciplinarian, but I understood that as being the firstborn son, that he had some things that were expected of me that I didn't achieve. But I tell you what, to God be the glory, I'm here today. And individuals in recovery, we also have a social responsibility and should have the ability to join with other peers to speak collectively about our strengths, our needs, our wants, our desires, and our aspirations. And you got, like I said earlier, you got to remove people, places, and things and get to the knowledge of there is some other people that are like you that are genuinely willing to help you. Another one, and this is the last one, recovery is based on respect. Woo, that's a big one. Recovery is based on respect. Community systems and societal acceptance and appreciation for people affected by mental health and substance use problems, including protecting their rights and eliminating discrimination, are crucial in achieving recovery. Oh, that's powerful. There's a need to acknowledge that taking steps towards recovery may require great courage, self-acceptance, developing a positive and meaningful sense of identity, and regaining belief in oneself are particularly important. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for taking the time out to listen to me about the Rise Up show. I have one more thing and I'm going to close out. I want to bring in full circle that the rules of recovery. Once you're in recovery, a lot of experts believe that there are certain rules that can help ensure that you don't go back, okay? And one of those things is change your life. That's where, that's the biggest one, change your life. The idea that recovery revolves around creating a new life for yourself, one in which you create new healthy relationships, find sober fun, explore new ways to manage life stressors without, in my case, drugs and alcohol, or without whatever thing is hindering you, without the mental health pressures. Okay, you got to find new ways and change your life. Another rule for recovery is be completely honest. I know for me, living with substance use disorder, it meant lying, telling lies, manipulating. But to yourself and your loved ones, you have to come clean and be completely honest with yourself. In recovery, honesty can help people learn to trust themselves again and to deal with their past lies. You got to come clean and be honest, okay? Number 3, ask for help. While you won't want to hang around with your old drinking pals in the bar, isolation is not the answer, okay? That was one of my biggest triggers, isolating. In fact, studies have found that joining a self-help group can increase your chances for long-term recovery. There's some self-help groups out there. Also, practice self-care. I had to learn this one. Even though in active addiction, I was thinking that I was cleaned up, but having to hang around those people, places, and things where you begin to look like everybody else. So begin to practice self-care. Self-care including practicing mind and body relaxation. Helps people in recovery. Be kind to yourself. Release any negative feelings and find time to relax so that you can better cope with all these stressors in life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the Rise Up Show. I am your host, Anthony McCauley. And until next time, I want to say God bless you. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm praying for you, and to God be the glory. I just pray blessings upon your life and pray that something was said that will help you change your mindset to recover and live a new life. Change your life. In Jesus' name I pray, and thank you for tuning in. Amen.